Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. And today, unusually for me, I have a little 3D project for you. We're going to be making this little box here, which was actually my customer thank you gift for last month. I made these for all the customers that shopped with me during August and sent these out. Oh, actually, no, I think I put them with my catalogues. I think these were the gifts that went in my catalogues when my new catalogues went out. Just a little box. And if I open it up, so it's just got a little bit of decoration on the front there. If I open up the ribbon, you can see that it's just got a lift up lid, and I just popped a couple of sweets inside there for people. So very, very well received. I had lots of thank yous from people for the gift. And I'm going to show you how I made it today. Very, very simple. And what you need to do is start with a piece of cardstock, and it measures 3.5 inches by 5 inches. I will attempt to remember to put the measurements on my blog. I'm not always very good at remembering, but somebody usually reminds me, so that's all right. So we are going to take our piece of card, and along the long side we are going to score at 1/2 inch, 2.25 inches, 2 3/4 inches, and 4.5 inches. And we're then going to turn the card round, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and we're going to score at 3. So that's all the scoring done. I'll pop my board away. I'm then going to bring my bone folder in and burnish those lines, all those score lines, so that we get nice creases with our box. That's those two, and then just all these ones. And then what we're going to do is a little bit of trimming, and I was just getting set up ready for the video and thought, well, I'll need my paper snips to do the snipping. Do you think I can find them? I've got no idea what I've done with my paper snips. I'm very sad at the moment. So anyway, I'll take a pair of my old scissors. Okay, and what we're going to do is cut. So this little square here is going to be a tab that tucks inside the box, and so I'm cutting it at an angle so that it's going to fit nicely, but then this bit I need straight because I want that to be a nice join. So again here I'm going to cut straight here. This is going to be my wedge, but then I'm going to cut in a little bit to make the tab a little bit wedged so that it will stay nicely, so it will stick nicely. Again here, cut straight and then inwards, wedge it a little bit to get that. So that's one side, and then we're just going to turn it round and do exactly the same on the other side. So a wedged tab and a straight cut, straight cut and a wedged tab, and straight cut and a wedged tab. And then what we're going to do before we stick it all together, I'm just going to bring in my 3/4 inch punch, and I'm just going to cut a little thumb hole so it makes the box easier. So I want it about in the middle here, and I just want about half, not even half the punch. Can you see how much I'm using there? So just to make that little thumb hole, which is here on my box. Yeah, so that's going to be my lid, so that's going to come over. So first of all I need to make up the base, so this is going to go together like this. These tabs are going to tuck in, and these tabs are going to tuck in, and I tend to use liquid glue to do this, so I will do it. Might not want to wait for it to dry properly while I'm on the video, because it does take a little minute to dry. So just a little bit of glue on those tabs and then join them together. Oh, that's all right, that seems to be sticking. I always have, so sure you've seen it before, I always have some wet glue on a little plastic lid, and then use a cocktail stick, because I find I can control the amount much better than I can with it coming out of the container. And you only need tiny bits of this glue really. and otherwise I tend to use a bit too much and it goes everywhere. There we go. So that's the base of my box, but like I said, it just needs to be held a bit for a couple of minutes longer just to make sure it's stuck. And then the lid is going to come over like this, so I'm going to just place it over there so I know how tight, because otherwise I might do it too tight and then the lid might not fit. So there we go, that's where it needs to go. So I can now bring this side up, a little bit of glue on that one. Make sure you only get glue on the tab, otherwise you'll glue your box closed. And on this one, really is so simple to make little boxes like this. There we go. And so now I've got one that I made earlier, because I think if I play around with this it might fall apart. So I've got one that I made earlier that actually I forgot to do the thumb hole on, so I'm just going to see if I can do that. I don't know, I can't, I won't be able to do it now, it's too late. This one won't have a thumb hole in it, sadly, because I forgot to do it, but it's nicely stuck together. Now in order to finish off, we're going to put some ribbon around this, and I'm using our Real Red 3 centimetre, and it measures, I know I'm swapping from metric to from imperial to metric, this measures 35 centimetres. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of tear and tape on the lid to hold the ribbon in place, like so. It's old olive cards, oh no, that's not very straight, old olive cardstock that I'm using, if anybody's interested. Then take the backing off. It's not straight, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to stick DSP over that, so I decided to leave it. So fold your ribbon in half, so you've roughly got half going there, and then stick this bit on there, and that will just hold it in place until you stick your DSP. Now on this one I used this, this was shaded spruce, basically, this DSP. I'm going to use a slightly different one. I'm going to use the tartan one, the checked one, so I'm going to put that on there. When I was making these, I really wanted to make them a little bit Christmassy, but not too Christmassy, because it was only, you know, it was only going out in August, and it was with the catalogue, so I wanted to advertise the product in the catalogue, but I didn't want to make it too Christmassy, so I was hoping that this fitted the bill. So that little bit of DSP goes on there. It measures 2 3/8 by 1 5/8 inches, that little bit of DSP. So then you've got there, and then the ribbon will come round here and tie up in a bow, you see. Okay, now to finish off, I used some dies from the Detailed Deer dies, which go with the Dashing Deer stamp set. So I used this little corner spray, and then I cut out a red flower with one of those. So you get several of these flowers and 2 of these corner sprays, which is really useful if you're doing things in bulk, if you can cut more out at a time. So I have got one of the little corner sprays in gold that is going to go there. And quite a good way of getting glue onto these little detailed pieces is to take a cocktail stick and roll it in the glue, and then just roll your cocktail stick over it, and it will just deposit the glue where you want it. It's a much quicker way than having to glue each individual bit or whatever. There we go. And then I am just going to stick a red flower over this gold one, because I want a red flower in on my swirl rather than a gold one. So I'm just going to bring in a red flower and glue that there, and then we're nearly done. The only thing left to do is the little greeting at the bottom, which I took from the Itty Bitty greeting pack, and it just says "for you," and I'm just going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp a couple actually, because I'm going to finish off my other box later, so that I've got a couple of spares. So I'm going to stamp it in Real Red, like so. And then again, I would have done it with my paper snips, but I don't know what I've done with them. Looks like another order will be going in with a pair of paper snips on it. I could do with them actually as well from when I do classes, so wouldn't be wasted, but it's just so annoying. I lost my bone folder the other day and haven't found that either. But luckily I've got another bone folder, but there we go. Just push them to one side, and then that just goes on there. And then once I've put my sweets in it, I can tie up the ribbon. Easier said than done. It's a little bit fiddly. If you're using thicker ribbon, you will need a longer piece of ribbon because it will be too difficult to tie a bow if your ribbon is wider. So if you're using wider ribbon, just give yourself plenty of ribbon to be able to tie a bow. There we go. And that's my little box. So we've got that one and we've got this one. Using the same set of papers. These are both from Under the Mistletoe. So I hope you like that. Like I said, very unusually for me to do a 3D project, but I did enjoy making that. I hope you'll come back and join me again another time. If you'd like a copy of the catalogue and don't already have a demo and don't already have a catalogue, please let me know. Be happy to pop one in the post to you. Lots of orders have been coming in, so thank you to all my customers who've ordered already. Lots of lovely Christmas products in the thing. This flower has moved. I'm going to have to reposition that. Must have pushed it off course somewhere. There we go. And I think that's it from me today. Don't forget that if you earn bonus days vouchers in August, you need to use them by the end of December. But apart from that, I'll be back soon, so please come back and join me another day. And that's it from me for today. Goodbye and see you soon. Bye.